on YouTube? DelandoBrad here once again, coming back with another video. This time I wanted to come and talk to, actually had a couple of people asking about me making more videos. Been busy, but one individual in particular on YouTube that I was talking to is going to be going to boot camp soon. Under new kid vid, asking some advice about how to become an undergraduate at Paris Island or at boot camp. So I got to thinking do a video on what I think could possibly help an individual who's seeking to be a guide to get undergraduate in boot camp. So came up with some tips. So here we go. Let's do it. Physical conditioning I think is key. The guide at boot camp, at least Marine boot camp, is usually an individual who is very strong physically, somebody who is strong, a good runner, and able to keep up. Usually most guys are in such good physical conditioning that it absolutely helps them to deal with a lot of the mental challenges that are at boot camp, because if you're not strong physically, then that just gonna make everything worse down at boot camp, because you're trying to keep up physically, and then also you're dealing with the mental aspect, so you're dealing with two challenges. But if you go down to boot camp and you're in top physical shape, then that's definitely a key tip to I think becoming the guy and ultimately become an undergraduate at boot camp. The guide is someone who is competitive. You have to definitely have a competitive nature about yourself, because they're going to be other recruits that's down there who they want to be the guy as well. So if you're not willing to compete, then that's something that definitely you need to focus on, because it's going to be competition down there, and the drill instructors are going to want to see who leads better in different situations, and they're going to kind of switch it up to see, okay, does the platoon run better with this guy being in charge or the next guy? And a lot of times what happens is that you'll have many different guys and squad leaders throughout boot camp, and the leadership will change often. Sometimes it will stay the same, but a lot of times you will see a lot of different people, because they're trying to see who fits better in those leadership positions. Being a guy takes being a good leader, somebody who can, like I said, take orders from the drill instructor and get what they want done by delegating his authority, by overseeing his platoon, make sure people are doing things fast. As a guide, you have to be very fast and catch on very quick, because not only are you responsible for the platoon, but you have to make sure first that you're getting yourself squared away in order, so that you can basically commit the rest of your time to helping out the rest of the platoon who needs to be helped, and checking on your squad leaders, see if they're doing everything that needs to be done. So definitely the ability to lead. In boot camp is it's real uncertain. You go down there, and it's a total new situation. It's total culture shock, and you have to be a person that's willing to step to the front when you're uncertain about what's going to happen next. For me, I wanted to be the guy. I only wanted a challenge of trying to become a Marine, but also I wanted to lead other individuals in becoming Marines. I didn't know it was going to happen or not, but I just knew that it was an extra challenge that I wanted to at least try for. I can't remember exactly what quote I got it from, but when I was getting ready to leave, it just stood out. And I saw a quote that was written on the wall in the map station. A great leader is willing to pretty much put himself out there when things are uncertain. And that kind of just hit for me, like, wow, I'm going into a situation that I have no control over. I totally don't know what to expect, but I want to be at the front. I want to lead, and I want the challenge. Things that you put up with a guy, you have to definitely have endurance, and you have to have the ability to and the willingness to suffer for your other fellow recruits, because a lot of the time, ultimately, it falls on the guy and the squad leaders. Like, if something's not getting done, it's ultimately your fault. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting the job done. So that's another challenge you have to deal with. Your intensity, being loud and very fast in everything you do is something that the drill instructors notice right away. They're looking for people who are intense and who are not afraid to lead and step up. Look for an individual who they feel has a strong sense and a strong will to succeed, and someone who is someone who can motivate people. Some of the benefits from being an undergraduate at boot camp is, for one, I'm gonna just tell you my experiences where at the end of boot camp, every recruit will be rated pros and cons. The highest marks that you get, the undergraduate, the guy will get the highest marks, which starts your military career. It goes into your MOL, pretty much your record book, and from there it kind of just sets you off at a high level, because you've shown that you were able to have great leadership through military training. It's just a real good start. You get a couple nice little plaques. Get to take, for me, I got a nice plaque. I guess I could show you. Also, get to I took a picture. I had a picture taken with the Brigadier General that was down there. Had the opportunity to eat lunch with a couple different sergeant majors and also a colonel while I was down there, and kind of talking to them directly one-on-one, and just telling us things about the Marine Corps and giving us tips and things like that. You can be promoted, which is a great benefit if you go down there as a private. You will come out most likely, even with the squad leaders, but if you're a private, you will promote it to a private first class. And if you're a PFC, it's very rare, but there are cases where sometimes they will allow a PFC to be promoted as a lance corporal, which already, if you graduate boot camp as a PFC or you go in as a PFC, you're already ahead of your peers. But if you're outstanding enough to be a guy, and maybe if you're, you have the guy for each platoon, but if you say, for instance, if you're the company on a grad, and they see fit that they feel like you have everything to be promoted to Lance Corporal out of boot camp, it is possible to be promoted from PFC to Lance Corporal out of boot camp, and that just sets you worlds ahead of your peers. And you Lance Corporal out of boot camp, that means by the time you finish all the rest of your training, school, MOS, be very close to getting a cutting score and picking up corporal, and you be extremely ahead of the curve. But all in all, I think for me, it's a very rewarding experience. The fact that something I'll never forget. It was very challenging, and I wouldn't change it at all. I would go back and try to do it again, whether I was a guy or not. And also, let me say that if you are trying to be, a squad leader or the guy or whatever, don't get discouraged if you don't end up being the guy or squad leaders, or if you are and you were fired and you never get to be in that position again, regardless, go down there to boot camp, do your best, give it your all. You don't have to be the guy or squad leaders to be a leader. You can be helping in other ways, kind of on the sidelines, making sure other recruits that's there next to you, helping them out, getting things done. If you're fast to get things done, you can still help out your platoon and do other things. But definitely, I think the initial thing that, as far as that will get you noticed, those are things that, being a good leader, delegating your authority, taking the orders from drill instructors. Those are things that overall, your leadership style will come out if you're in one of those leadership billets. But initially, I think that really puts you, that I noticed that I think that is key is physical conditioning. Like if you're physically strong as far as pull-ups or a great runner or whatever, that's, I think, sometimes the things that initially get you noticed by a drill instructor.